What the fuck is this? What the fuck? Hands are broken? It's broken? I can never read you right, even when they weren't quote unquote broken. Nothing. This is what I say. I didn't even notice it. Hey, Kata. Look at what I did. I just finished moving the last of the pens. See exact drum. I've got my barbershop court.
Shouldn't be that complicated. You're gonna have to know. Oh, it's muted. No shit. Now it's unmuted. Yay! I might as well just have this conversation out loud, anyways. So, generally, the reason why magic is so. Where's the other bookmarks? Free. Here we go. Okay. I got my dice roller. I got my timer because sometimes your spells last certain amounts of time. You're gonna have to generalize it. 1 minute, 10 minutes, 5 minutes, an hour, 8 hours, stuff like that. It's like, you know, doesn't always need to be exact on the dot, only just really, really important shit.
Right. And be ready to track it if needed. If necessary, rather.
Yeah, a lot of the spells is the most of the stuff that holds them back is generally called concentration. I wouldn't go more than two within reason. So concentration spells you can't overlap because you can only have one concentration spell at a time. But generally, a lot of them are really stupid, so you don't really need to do that. Bark Skin, the concentration spell. I can't use another spell that uses concentration. One or the other. But Bark Skin's really general and it's stupid, so why the hell would I like not have it on
Just something you
and
can do.
cancel
Right.
it to use another spell?
Especially because it's passive defense, I'm assuming, for you.
No, because I'm just a cat. I'm not Andraste. I'm not inherently a fucking tree, magical being, dryad person. So you're
You
going
just
to
have
have to
bark
think.
skin to have bark skin.
No, it's a spell I cast. It's a nature
Right.
spell.
Then what does it? What does it do? Because when I said what I thought it did, you
Armor.
didn't give me an answer. That's what I said. It gives you back.
But it's a different type
All
of
right.
armor. It's a special armor that cannot be reduced below a certain cap. Sundering, people trying to remove your armor or general things to chip away at it. I'm going to have to teach Andraste that it's a bit better than she thinks it is. People cannot take it off. If you get hit and your bark starts falling off, it'll regrow and come back. That's why it's so special. It's not going to go away.
Right.
Good times with
Anyways, you
that
were saying.
spell. Let's see. So concentration. Usually I do concentration spells that are either really powerful. I mean, you're going to have to just
Think.
have it make sense. Channeling spells. Of course, it's going to take you a minute to channel this. And if somebody hits you over the head, of course you're going to lose concentration. You can roll for it.
Right.
Channeled spells, powerful shield spells you're doing that you have to continuously have up. Just have it just have it within reason.
Right.
Overlapping
Don't
too
want to
many
abuse the spell.
concentration spells. I wouldn't really do more than 2 or 3, really. I mean, don't go crazy on this. They're concentration for a reason in the game because they're OP as shit, and you start stacking on bark skin and mage armor and armor of Agathis and all this shit. I'm just like, dude, chill out. So you got bark skin
Man,
plus
I'm literally
mage
too
armor
angry to die.
plus ice armor. I mean, Jesus Christ. Like, really?
Yeah, most
Generally,
of it's going to be within reason, obviously.
yes. Even my bark skin could be knocked off me if I get knocked out. Obviously, it's just gonna end. Duh. Get
Right.
downed if I have like, oh, so I'm general effects that you have on you. It doesn't have to be all of them or anything, especially if they don't have a concentration to it. I need to go to my notes. Hurry up and load.
Or
Here we go. Mm-hmm. Good. So yeah, let's see. What was the other thing? Concentration. Hmm.
In your text, you had said planes of existence, I believe.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going over mostly out of character stuff now.
Right.
Same whenever channeling, concentration spells, within reason. Spells you have to, well, not really a channeled spell, more like a spell that you are continuously using, like a fucking laser beam that you like magic you're constantly shooting out. Obviously, if someone knocks you on your ass, you're not going to be able to do that anymore. Within
Right.
reason, you know?
Yep. I don't plan on abusing power.
Screen's really bright. Time to go to blue.
Either it makes sense or it doesn't happen. What is next? A teacher, my teacher.
This one's kind of difficult, but I think you'll get the hang of it. Clashing of Magic. Generally, if someone stronger than you shoots a fucking flamethrower and you're shooting yours back at them, pretty sure you're gonna lose.
Oh yeah.
Have it make fucking sense, you know? Of
Right.
course, there's ways
Yeah.
around
No.
that.
I understand a lot of the rule of thumb. It's just basically if it makes sense, you're solid.
Spell
But as long as you don't
reflection,
abuse power, and
spell
then make sure
absorption,
you're actually
spell blocking, dodging spells. This isn't D&D. Everything you shoot at them isn't gonna hit them. Obviously, we can dodge shit or block
right.
it. Line of sight, blah blah blah.
A lot of it's off honor too.
Yeah.
You have to trust that they'll take the hit if they should.
Hmm. Oh. I guess I already went over speeds. Generally, spells are at base. Like, I guess there's more in and out of characters. There's reaction, there's standard, there's bonus spells, which are a bit faster than standard, channeling, ritual, that kind of stuff. So be sure to look out for the spell speed. Generally, I mean, if you use a special meta magic, you can make it faster anyways. In certain spells, you just gotta think, is this going to be fast? Hey, I'm shooting an ice spike at somebody. Or I'm shooting a fireball. Generally, I
right.
think spells that are dual elements are slower. Lightning is a small exception, but you can see it. It's not going to be like actual lightning. Coming down the list, it actually is. I mean, we're not at that point yet.
Right.
So ice. I mean, lightning isn't technically a dual element. So let's see. Let's do ice. Hmm, like mud, I guess, and lava. You know, right?
You said yeah. I mean, dual elements was enough.
Get my sensors. Okay.
Same. Like trying to make sure I'm good.
Got to keep in mind the speed of your opponent and you. You're human, so you're pretty much kind of average, I would say. It's the average speed. If against me, which is faster, I'm a cat. More agile, blah blah blah. Devils are
Yeah.
obviously more physically powerful, and fire doesn't do shit to them. And if against like an angel, you might as well just walk away. You just gotta like be mindful of the person's race and yours, kind of match them up. Like if Adam wanted to fight me, I was like, I don't know about that one.
You're like, no thanks. I'll pass.
So I guess we
No matter
can.
who I go up against, I'll probably get dicked.
No, wizards have a lot of cool stuff like mobility. Their defenses and range.
Oh, well, no. I understand what advantages wizards have. I was just saying at the pace that I'm gonna be learning this stuff before I actually become like semi decent in combat. It's gonna be a little bit dicey.
I mean, you've seen Sock, right? He's
Yeah,
really
I've
good
seen
as,
Doc. You fucking.
even though he's a squishy fucking wizard long range
No.
fighter, he
Oh yeah,
has his
no.
mobility.
He's
He just
he's
blinks
talented. Yeah,
around, just
no,
like boom. He's like, oh, dimension door here and there, and teleport. It's hard to pin him down. I'm
yeah,
like, jeez, this guy.
yeah. I haven't fought him obviously, but no, I've seen him fight.
I
At least
don't
at
want to fight him.
the Cyan rescue mission. I don't think anyone does. I don't want to fight any of you guys, but it's gonna happen eventually.
I used to want to fight him, but not anymore. After I learned he has, it's a bit stronger than he was when he started Aegis. Oh boy. Oh boy. Fun stuff. All right, I guess we can
So is
start.
there any more of the basic stuff you'd wanted to go over before we go over spells and such? Shit.
I don't know. Any more questions on basic stuff?
No, a lot of it, like, it generally just seems like most of the basic stuff is you just rule of thumb if it makes sense. You're doing it right. If not, then obviously you're screwing everything up. You got to make sure that you're playing to the rules.
I
Things
mean,
that make sense or
yes.
things that don't make sense are usually wrong. Don't exploit the system just
I
because there's
mean,
no concrete game system keeping us.
yeah. I mean, yeah. I mean, I haven't gone over counter spells and
Well, I mean,
dispelling.
you'll not. I'll never have. I'll never be able to guess what a counterspell does.
It's more complicated than you think because I can teach you about counter spells in RP. Might as well do that. But
It's
counterspelling is
anything.
rather advanced. It's not as simple, even though it's of the third level. It's like still. I don't see counterspells as something simple because you need general knowledge of what you're going to counter, and
Right,
it's only third and lower level. But you can't really like determine that in RP because it's like it has to be within reason.
right. Anyway, I think focusing on getting him up to snuff is going to be a priority.
Why are you touching those?
So they're not all at the same angle.
I know that they're gonna go all over the fucking place with it. I don't want them so close together, so it's hard to grab onto them. So if they're like far, it's easier to grab them.
That's why I
Stop
spreaded
fucking
it.
it
That's why I'm
up.
spreading them out.
You're fucking
You're
it up.
squeezing them closer together. You're
No.
actually squeezing them closer together.
There, that's
Look at
better
these
right there.
two.
No, that's
Look
fine.
at these two. You literally
Okay,
moved
right
this over
there.
next to this one.
There.
Nope, that's too close to this one.
There. Everything's fine now.
And I think this one's better like this.
No, how am I gonna get the white then? I'll be like,
You put your hand in it. You know how to pick things up.
so look, now you made a mark when you picked it up. It was too close.
No, it's because I pulled the trigger. I grabbed it with a fist.
Or you grabbing stuff with a fist. Don't fist it.
Listen, I'm really don't fist the pens.
Alright, get your
Keep
ass.
that in mind.
Alright, for the sake of argument, just come through that door.
Yes. Alright. Whenever you're ready, oh captain, my captain. Give me like a loud grunt or something, like a big sigh of we're finally here, and I'll pop in.
Oh my god.
You'll never guess
About to throw you over me.
who. Who is it?
Sig.
You
I'm
sure?
just gonna
Wait, final guess.
hit your hands away.
Ow! Come on.
Well, seems like you're chipper today. That's a term for
I'm a
humans.
lot more awake, that's for sure. I don't know if any that say it, but you would be correct. Ow. That did it really hit my hand?
Hmm.
I suppose that's nothing considering what I might run into in combat, but, fair fight. Alright, well, I'm here as requested.
You just see a vine come out of the
Hand
ground and
short.
pull you into the grass.
Jesus! Ow! You didn't have to break my ankles because I put my hands in front of you. Jesus!
That was only one vine.
Try to tug at the vine.
I just motion and it moves away.
Why? I'm a little confused, to be honest.
Well, we're gonna go be
You
going over some
showing
stuff
off?
today. Showing off. It's not my style. It's my not
Are
have.
you certain? What was that? Just introductory?
Yes.
If there
Seems
was a
like
second?
things are going to be a bit more combative as of recent. So we're gonna go over some stuff. Also, by the way, I got
Sure.
Adam told me some things that's in the book. You have it? I forgot if you had it.
Yeah. Yeah, I've got all three on me. I picked them up on my way out of the Lotus.
Hmm. I have to take a look at it later. See exactly what he was talking about. But first things first.
Sure thing.
Different planes of existence, aka the Great Wheel cosmology. It's called the Great Wheel because it's like a wheel. Like you see us in the middle with a
Oh,
bunch of
wheel.
branching different areas, and then that has another wheel, and then has other different branching areas, and it's all very strange. I guess we go over what the hell that means, anyways.
Right.
Let's see, it's basically a series of concentric spheres where our different planes intersect. So in the middle, we have the prime material plane, which is us, surrounded by the ethereal plane. And outside of that, we had the inner planes, the elemental planes, the astral planes, the outer planes, and other neutral planes known as the outlands. But we're not going to talk about the outlands, are we? Because it doesn't really have anything in there except a bunch of random people who got sucked in there and got lost.
You can get stuck in the Outlands. That's moderately terrifying.
You can get stuck in pretty much
Anyways,
all of these. That's why, as a wizard, it's very important to you know where the hell you're going and what it is, especially as you. Since, as a nature shaman, my specific specialty is called the elemental planes. You know where the elementals and stuff are: air, water, earth, fire.
right.
This is where this gets its
And
power from.
hmm,
Very cool stuff. Suppose, okay, let's start from the beginning. We're in the prime material plane.
Right.
Or people just call it prime. So the different planes of existence have what we call an alignment: evil, good, chaotic. The material, prime material plane is neutral. I mean, you know what it looks like.
Right.
We're here.
Been here for a while, anyways.
Have you been anywhere else?
I had no knowledge of this prior, so I honestly have no way to tell.
If it ever happens to
I'm
you, try to remember back on this and try to
right.
perceive where you're at. It'll give you a better chance to survive. Of course, there's places where you go to, and there's pretty much an 90% chance you'll die. Other places, 600 to 900% chance. But we'll go over that later.
Okay. I don't think my
Um.
portals will be able to go between.
Oh, you'll be
Now that I'm thinking about
surprised.
it.
Hold up. I don't know, but whatever. That's oh, hold up, hold up, hold up. I got a. Oh, Sorella's not gonna
You got
fight.
a what?
Says she's gonna break me over my knee
What
if I
happened to
keep talking
Cirilla?
about it. Let's see.
Just challenge her. Easy.
People are gonna do Ascension up here.
Ascension should be opening around now.
Yeah. I might as well talk about this in out of character kind of deal because when it comes to the plane of existence, it's very. Everyone has different interpretations. It's
Right.
crazy because I didn't
Yeah,
know
it's gonna
until.
be annoying in the long run. That's for super fucking
So
sure.
if someone tells you that you're here, so you'll have a general knowledge. Oh, okay, so this is what hell kind of is like. Oh, we're in the abyss. Oh, so this is what the abyss is kind of like, and what people think it is. Oh, we're in a plane
Right.
of fire. Not good to be there, but shit, I know what it is. Probably gonna start
At least you know
burning.
why we're dying.
Of course, heaven. This has the
They have it in hell. Have their own essential planes to some people.
yeah. Some people do the nine circles of hell. Some people do layers of
God.
hell and Elysium.
God damn it.
So heaven even has layers. It's like they have Elysium, which is where sci-fi is from. Elysium, like I call it. Is that the outer planes? No, it's the inner plane. Nope, nope. It's
Fucking
not even
hell if
that.
I know. It sucks that we can't just learn one set of them and have that be consistent over
It's trying
everything.
to be done. Okay, so we
I
have
know.
Elysium, Ethiopia. Where is that? E-
Ethiopia.
no, no, Ethiopia. Sorry, Ethiopia. Beastlands, Oboria, Mount Celestia, Asgard. Okay, so those are the upper planes, and then you have in between Limbo, the Abyss, Pandemonium. All these are all. See, it's like, okay, you can see this as a circle, right? At least,
Yes,
please say.
it comes up. No, it's been consistent enough for it to be
Okay,
a circle.
thank God. Okay,
But you've been like, so far your drawings, you're like, yeah,
I'm trying to
there's
go really
there's
slow.
magic, and then there's
Trying to go
Pokemon.
really slow.
Okay. So far beforehand, your pictures were just you're like, yeah, there's this type of
Quiet.
magic,
I'm
and then
trying to
this
get
type of
this
magic,
done.
and then
Okay,
this.
one, two. Okay, here and here. Trying to draw this so you can understand it.
My simple mind, my
One,
monkey
two.
brain.
And then, okay, right here. One, two, three. Okay. Is that. Okay, I need another line here. Okay, so. Oh, shit. That was the wrong button.
What was it? It was a circle,
No, no,
and then
no.
the line, and that, and
You're messing me
that.
up. Don't do that. Okay, this is more accurate. At least it looks like freaking circles and stuff, right? God, I hope so.
Yeah, that one. It looks great. Don't worry, I've got your view up on the side here for reference.
No, thank goodness. Okay, so two. And then, okay, in the back here. So we're right here in the prime material plane, right?
Right.
Above that is called the ethereal plane, which is the plane in between planes, which is like a doorway, a gateway. It's where you go when you like teleport. It's like there's like a door right here, right? So when you teleport, you're here. And when you step through it, it's like you're going through the ethereal plane as a doorway, and then you go where you want, where you arrive.
Right back into the prime material.
This is the space in between you step into temporarily. So, for reference, here we go. Then you have the Feywild, and then the Shadowfell. The Feywild is where the Fey are from, but it's like the material plane, but a place of like positive energy and a lot of plants, and it's dangerous though, but it's like a jungle out there. But generally it's a good place. And the opposite of the Feywild is the Shadowfell. So you have the Feywild, and then you have the Shadowfell. Everything up here is considered positive and of good alignment, and everything down here is sort of evil alignment and generally negative energy. This is where you have the abyss and where you have hell, and
Right.
but
It's just important to be able
when
to
it comes to
identify which plane you're in.
the abyss is like over here and hell's like on the left side. They're like two sides of
Are
a
there different requirements you have to meet to exit each plane, or I guess transfer between planes themselves?
yes.
And that's where the fun part comes in. We'll have to be able to identify which plane we are in, whatever convoluted mind they're using, and then figure out how we're gonna get out.
This is gonna take a lot longer than I thought.
Very possibly. I mean, we could always split it into two classes. Focus on learning spells today, and then um, whenever
I
else we
mean,
do a class, do.
I guess I'll just go overall. I already told you about the ethereal plane, which is, or is that the astral plane? Come down, come down. Which one was it? Because I keep getting these two confused. Okay, okay. Okay, so the ethereal is the world between worlds. The astral plane, aka the astral sea, is a different sort of thing. So the astral plane is basically in another dimension of nothingness. So that's the astral. So the ethereal. Ethereal is door in between doors. Astral is someplace you don't want to ever go ever, unless you like don't ever really physically go there because it's infinite. It's a void. It's timeless. So it's like
Right.
every 1,000 years you spend there is 1 year, is 1 day, usually in the material plane, and there's
Oh
no
boy,
gravity.
we could be trapped there forever.
Yay! So the planes of existence, they all have different sorts of, I call, climate. Some place could be really hot, really cold, really windy, no gravity, heavy gravity, slow time, quick time.
I could be able to use those to help identify at least.
So prime material, I think we already got everything. We already know about it. It's this place. So outer planes, let's see. I guess this is the one with the seven heavens, Elysium, Nirvana, Limbo. Like all of this is generally here.
Okay.
I guess the inner, let's see, this is what I was. Did I just hit something?
Sounds like it.
Okay. So the inner planes is what I was talking about, my specialty here. The elemental planes. planes of air, water, earth, fire. Positive and negative, but not really. And they can the inner planes, which has the elemental planes, is divided into about four different groups where they intersect, of course. Air and fire make smoke, of course. Earth and water ooze. Where they intersect. You know,
Yeah,
like
I remember those.
here-ish, where they all intersect, right there. Those are different areas of themselves. Still dangerous.
Without a doubt.
The least dangerous one is air, of course, because it's generally of pretty mild climate, but there's a bunch of floating islands everywhere.
Sounds like
So
cool. Or
it
sounds
can
like
pretty
a
much
cool location, anyways.
fall
Oh boy,
forever
fun.
ish. So the plane of fire is basically mostly on fire. Mostly.
Who would have guessed?
There are areas where there's land, but generally it's still super hot like a desert. There's volcanoes erupting everywhere and all that stuff. I think that one has the city of brass. Well, I don't know. Anyways, the plane of water is underwater. The second least dangerous place. But, you know, I wouldn't be going out in the middle of the water plane where a bunch of fucking sharks and shit are.
What if I'm a fisherman? I have the advantage.
It doesn't really have a surface, and there's currents, different waves, bottomless depths. You know, normal ocean stuff that's dangerous.
Right.
There's aquatic elves there, lizard folk, water elementals, you know, just water beings that are kind of territorial. Generally, you want to be able to breathe underwater if you want to go there in some way, shape, or form. In the plane of fire, you need to be able
Right.
to protect yourself from harsh environments. Earth plane, third most dangerous. You would think, right? Is Earth. Usually it's filled with mountains.
Right.
Generally, you'll be underground when you go to the Earth plane. Lots of darkness, lots of Earth elementals and beings of Earth. There's a lot of riches there, a lot of minerals and resources, but it's,
It's dangerous to go there.
oh yeah, cave ins, earthquakes, you know, all manners of things like that. Generally, there's beings there that don't like you taking their stuff.
I wouldn't doubt that. I'd be sure to stay away though.
Yeah, just don't stay there too long and try not to go into a place where you can get caved in.
Well, like I said, I'm not even sure I could travel between them. Besides, I guess the ethereal.
Well, I don't know how the hell you got here, but okay. There's a plane of air. Did I already go over the plane of air? Fire, water, earth. Oh yeah, the plane of air. Floating islands, genies, air elementals. Nice climate. Still, there's storms, hurricanes, tornadoes.
All
But
the good stuff.
storms, mostly inhabited by flying creatures, but normal birds wouldn't be able to survive there. More like magical flying creatures live there. So, this is where shit gets funny.
Oh god.
Fire and water don't really like each other. Earth and air don't like each other. Fire likes air, and generally, water likes wind. But overall, they're rather neutral. Still,
Right.
fire and water, man.
Regardless of their, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
The inhabitants of the elemental planes use a language called primordial, which I know.
I've heard that phrase before. Oh,
Primordial, yes.
neat.
So primordial is divided into four different languages: Aquan, Terran, Ignan,
Wow, it's based off the elements.
and Auran. I mean, this is a special language. It's not really words. It's like Aquan is subtlety of movement, puns, everything you do in terms of movement is a word. What you say.
Right.
It's very elegant, like the waves and shit like that. I don't know. I can't really remember.
That's funny.
I haven't spoke Aquan in a while. Oof. It's not like there's like, it's not like they're around and stuff like all the time. Last language I spoke was Auran, but whatever. Terran is like almost like vibrations reverberating through your very being, and it's very harsh and constant. It's like rocks moving and just deep tones, very deep.
Okay.
See, we went over Aquan. Let's go over Aquan one more time. Also, yeah, everyone, like all these other beings of the elemental planes, could all understand each other because they come from a common
Okay.
dialect. But also, primordial is literally also a separate language as well.
Of course.
Of course, yeah, primordial language, and then those are the other four are come from
The
this one.
subdialects.
Usually, when someone
Right.
speaks primordial, like straight up, it's not a good sign because they're very powerful beings, like kings, queens, leaders of the elemental planes, those sort of leadership, top tier fire elemental ruling over the planes and royalty and stuff.
Tell me
So,
we at least have some good relations with these people.
um, well, they made me what I am, so, I did something right, I suppose, in the
Okay,
past.
so you do.
They don't really know
Oh
me,
boy.
but still,
Wow. Keep it
it's
in
like
mind then.
it's like a country knows that you're a diplomat. They don't know you. Got to make a good
No, I
first
understand.
impression. Got to That's why I'm training the way I
Got
am
it.
to learn better communications. It's one thing to know the language, but it's another to actually be able to communicate properly. Oh boy.
So you're saying I'm eventually going to be trying to learn at least one of the dialects.
No, I don't think you realize
Well, because if we're
that.
talking
Did I
interplanar
just tell
travel,
you how these sounded? Subtleties of meaning.
oh no, trust me,
Sounds like
yeah, no,
crashing
I
waves. It
understand.
literally sounds like water. This literally sounds like
You,
earth and vibrations. And this one, Ignin, I'll be shooting fire and like harsh consonants and sounding like an asshole. It'll be it's kind of embarrassing though.
perfect. That's perfect.
It's full of sharp clicks and hisses. So it sounds like fire just like spewing
Sounds
out
like
hisses and
right.
clicks. Fucking embarrassing. I can do it.
All right. So
And there's Orin. It's actually pretty interesting, actually. It's like
why is
breathing.
that, Teach?
It's like breathing.
I'm pretty good at that one. Like, I'm not gonna lie.
No, you don't understand. You can really fuck that one up. There's a
Yeah,
difference
I do
between
have that.
breathing and talking breathing. Talk breathing. It's kind of weird. But it's
Well,
like
given
you're
that I'm not gonna
it's like
learn
a
any of
long
it,
breath, like
um,
and it's a full sentence.
what did you what did he say?
I said, "Hello, how are you today?" But you just see an air elemental just kind
Oh,
of standing over, just huffing and puffing, and they're trying to talk to you. Not now. I'm just saying
huh.
that's what it would look like.
No, I get the visual.
But it's much
All
more than
right.
that. The reason why I learned what I did during my time for 6 years is so I can communicate. Because instead of just talking, sometimes they'll just have a small breeze blow at you, and then that's a word, that's a sentence.
Right.
Or they'll shoot,
Well, good
or
to
they're,
know, I suppose.
yeah, okay, let's start from the beginning. The water elementals, they'll sometimes splash water, they'll shoot a water gun or just start splashing around. And those are words. It's really all encompassing. It's not just them. It's not just the language. It's the element. They're doing the breathing, talking. They start moving wind. Those are words. It's ooh, holy moly, it was weird. But after I learned one, I got the hang of the others pretty quickly. Terran, they'll start moving some rocks, moving some dirt, stomp on the ground, start making cracks. There's talking. Ignin, they'll shoot fire. They'll have like a little sparks coming out or start moving fire in a weird pattern. That's them talking. Besides just them hissing and clicking, it's really all encompassing. Orin, oh boy, that that took some time. I'm still kind of glad I still remember that one because when I had to communicate with the air elemental, it taught me air magic. Well, more like air spirit magic.
Oh, you learned?
Huh? Yeah.
You've already learned. Oh,
Yeah,
oh,
I already learned.
congrats.
Oh, no shit. I'm not completely done. Sorry.
Oh,
Air
oh, I
elementals
thought you would.
are made out
Oh,
of
go ahead.
entirely out of air. Sometimes they sweep up some dust or debris. Fire elementals are made out of completely out of fire. Sometimes they sweep some rocks up with them. Whatever. Earth elementals.
I get the subtleties, I
No, this one's
suppose.
actually different.
But
It's minerals. Diamond, rubies, certain rocks and gems. They're the most varied. So even though there's an earth elemental standing in front of you made out of like mud, like dried up mud, or there could be another one that's made out of gravel and pieces of sapphire or gold. silver. It's just they're so varied. It's interesting. Aquan, water
Water.
creatures. I mean, these are basically water creatures, earth creatures, fire creatures, air
Yeah,
creatures,
no,
birds.
I got that.
You know, like fire snakes, uh, moles and shit. I don't know. I can't remember exactly. Air elementals. You know, wind and birds. Okay, Aquan is mostly water creatures. Water elementals, sure. I'm not sure what Bremen Mara. They know some sort of. They have a weird subscript of Aquan. They have their own Naiad language, which is kind of I can't entirely understand, but I got the gist of it.
Right.
So yeah,
Well, yeah.
of course, like I already went. Okay, primordial. So pretty much all of them know primordial and can understand it. But primordial is its own language. But these
Yeah.
subvariant are them Aquan, Ignan, Terran, and Auran. And they can all understand each other. And they could understand that and they can understand primordial. So I know you can talk Terran to an Aquan and Ignan to an Auran, but it's like, I wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
But you
A
can,
little offensive, huh?
unless you can. See what else we got. Been
Unless
over
you're
the
meaning to
inner
offend.
planes, ethereal, astral, astral sea, the space between everything, the road that goes everywhere and nowhere. Very nice. Okay. Ethereal. A place out of
Sounds
phase,
calming.
ghosts, monsters. Oh, very nice. So yeah, I guess what that blink spell does. Oh yes, the Outlands, the concordant domain of the Outlands. It's it's in the center. It's near the material plane, but it's used to connect everything else. It's really strange, from what I recall. It's a mix of everything
Hmm.
and not really controlled by anything, and
All right.
it's just kind of there. Oh yeah, also the Outland has reduced magic, almost to the point where it's almost non-existent. Reduced healing, reduced magic. Okay, so
What
like
else?
let me start from the beginning. Prime material, pretty much everything you know. It's all normal and shit.
Right.
Outer planes, the abyss. It's normal time, divine magic, not so good there. Completely theoretically infinite normal magic ish. Places chaotic evil. just bad stuff. Fiends, demons. It's. I mean, that thing even kicked the devil's ass. Don't go to the abyss.
Of course.
Sorry,
I
there,
didn't plan on it.
devil, formerly known, also newly known as freedom, whatever it's called. I don't know. Eh,
The devil's name is Freedom.
I think so. Don't quote me on that. So, let's just go down the list here. Elysium, neutral good, pretty much infinite. Increased divinities where angels and stuff are from, but not entirely. Just divine beings. I don't know what that is. I'm not an expert. It's where sci-fi is from.
It'll be
I don't know. Ask him.
it'll be case
Elysium.
by case.
Elysium is rather dangerous because it has what we call an undisturbed, untapped wildlife. It's random, chaotic, lawful. There's no suns, moons, stars. The place changes whatever god is there to their will. That's why it's considered chaotic. It's random. Living there kind of sucks. No offense.
That's like
Because it's
offense.
so random. But whatever.
I mean, no offense taken, I suppose.
Let's see what else plays there. Hades. Why not? Has daemons. It's lawful evil. Normal magic. Pretty much anything negative and evil is pretty much better there. Limbo. Not sure if limbo exists, but we'll just say that it's chaotic neutral, and the place is yeah,
It is.
the nine hells. Hell is of course not a good place.
I wouldn't. I wouldn't believe it to be.
That's where the devils are from. Not sure if it has nine circles or is infinite or whatever. Do not go to hell unless you are 100% certified and guaranteed to be safe.
Roger.
I mean, you can go there if someone's gonna keep you safe.
Well, like an escort, yeah.
Exactly. The abyss. Okay, don't go there. Let's see.
Noted.
That's all good. Let's see. Elemental planes. Don't go there unless you know what you're doing. Water, of course. Some way to breathe underwater. Earth. Some way to keep her safe. Don't stay
Yeah,
there too
no,
long.
it's
Fire. Protect yourself from
all those
fire. Air.
self-explanatories.
Better learn how to fly. That's all I'm gonna say. Ethereal. People go in there all the time. It's whatever. Just don't stay there. Infinite. Astral plane. Don't go there. You'll probably get lost. Unless you have some way guaranteed to come back here. Usually people astrally project themselves there, but they're not actually there.
Right.
Outlands, try not to go there.
I'm gonna stay away from as many as I can, to be honest.
And I have no idea about the World Tree cosmology because that's still mysterious.
Right. Alrighty, so we've gone over the planes. We've gone over
Well,
primordial.
there's still the Plains of Shadow. That's, of course, is an evil place, and don't go there. Well, lots of people, it's toxic, and there's no light, and there's fucking shadow demons and shadow fiends and stuff. I mean, the Plane of Shadows, aka the Shadowfell, it's like literally the opposite of the Feywilds. It's not good. Generally, people get power from there to flow into themselves. and get stronger. BRB.
I'm sure.
All right.
Welcome back.
Thanks. Let's see: Abyss, Demon Lords, Tyrannical, Endless, overflowing with bad stuff. Oh, sometimes I don't know really, but sometimes if you use magic on abyssals, sometimes you get corrupted
Huh.
and you turn into one of them. So yeah,
Stay
you don't
away
want
from
to.
that. Got it.
Yes. See, we went through that. Here we go over all the positive energy planes.
Yep. We basically work away from top down. Or that's what it seemed like, anyways.
Okay, that's good. Blah, blah, blah. Radiance, lightning, minerals, power incardant. Okay, good. And yeah, I guess we can move on to magic now. Power incardant. Okay, good.
Good thing.
And
I'm assuming we'll
yeah, I
do
guess we
some
can move
review
on to
on
magic
the
now.
planes again at some point.
And
Any particular reason we're going over it now? Just as a necessary precaution, or you think it's an actual threat coming up? Possible plane or teleportation? Forced of anything?
I think I'm getting some feedback from you. Am I? I don't know. I think I'm getting some feedback from you. Give me a sec. I need to clear my head. Give me a sec. I need to clear my head. Okay, yeah. Let's go over more of the planes. Sorry. There's a lot more than that. There's different mirror planes, planes that look like ours but not. As things might be a little topsy turvy. Temporal planes, their time is all sorts of weird. Different demi-planes, like Wonderland. Just different planes that are just other places. Also, don't go to
Wonderland
Wonderland.
exists.
Yeah, don't go there. 600 to 900% chance of death. Something like that. If you don't have an escort and a Vorpal sword or whatever the fuck that is. Yeah, just don't go there. Especially because you're a dude. Just not going to that.
Okay.
There's the Dream Plane, the Dream Realm, Far Realms, Mount Olympus, not sure if still exists, River Styx, Yggdrasil, and the River Oceanus, which is like pretty much where all the water comes from. But it's whatever. That's pretty much it. Any questions?
None so far. I'll have to review my notes, obviously, but I'll be able to keep it in mind. But you never answered my other question.
I can't remember what it
Is
was.
there any particular is there any particular reason you're bringing this up now? Is it just the necessary precaution itself, or is something coming up that possibly might involve it
No, I just
or
needed you to know
considering
about the different planes, considering I've been to hell 4 to 5 times, and you might have a chance to go there. Different
a
planes.
chance? What? A chance to go to hell? Oh boy.
Mm.
Oh, out of character, how are we handling learning of the spells? Should I be rolling or just until I
What?
actually understand the spell
Hell
itself?
no. Yeah, you will understand the spells. You don't need to roll. That's why I made you learn the way it did. Also out of character. Whole read magic thing is more passive. That spell got discontinued considering it was pointless, but it's more passive. You have a better understanding of reading
Okay,
magic.
okay. So then I'll just wait the necessary time and continue reading up on the spells, and then whenever I feel confident enough in them, I guess, on an understanding basis, we'll bring it up in a class and
Okay,
see if I can
let's
actually
see.
do it.
Let's go for spells. Okay. Okay, here we go. The normal is 3 cantrips, 3 to 4. Then you know 6 first level spells, but you could only have 2 slotted. Let's say you're pretty much level 2 at this point, so you're gonna have. Let's do it this way. Let's at least fucking start this shit out. Like I said before, 3 to 4 cantrips, and then you're gonna transition into was it like 8 first levels? But you only have enough for 2 slots, really. Plus, of course, you'll have your mage armor and whatever signature spell you want, probably the shield spell. So this is where it gets really complicated because
But
I don't really know how to do this good. So we have a general thing
to
of so this is how it sounds really stupid because it's a lot. So
doesn't sound stupid.
about 15, 16, 17 different spells. From like 15 to 17 you're going to have to know pretty much right now. This is why it's stupid. But with that,
Jesus.
you can only use 3 to
A handful.
4 that are cantrips and just 2 in your book. And then you'll just have 2 more off the top of your head because if you don't have those, you're going to kind of suck.
Oh boy.
Which is even
We're
more
talking.
cancer because in your ring, you can have another one. So 3 to 4 at all times, 2 at all
Those are the
times,
3 to 4 cantrips.
and then another one. So that's 3. 3 normal spells at all times. Then you'll have your 3 to 4 cantrips. So that's 7, possibly. So you pretty much have 10. 10 all the time to a pool of 15 to 17. So it's really hard for me to teach you how to balance this. So, okay, let me get that down.
Is that fun?
Just
Three to
just
four.
just to have reference. 3 to 4, which you'll have generally have 2 plus 1. The thing is, it's really weird about cantrips is you would pretty much have all of them. That's why it's kind of annoying.
That we have to be limited like this.
I kind of don't. It's not a good idea for you to be limited, but generally, right now it is. Let's
Oh yeah.
get purple because you're gonna have a lot of utility as a wizard. You can have. Here's my notes. You can have 6, okay, and then have up to 4, and then you'll have your ring. Okay, 1, 6, and then you'll always have 2. Yeah, okay.
That's what, 13?
Which is even okay. We haven't even gotten to rituals, which is rituals. You don't use up a slot. You just cast them because they'll be in your book. But of course, it has to still be within the realm of first tier, which I can't remember how many first level spells are for it. Okay, it says there are 8. So right now you can have 8 rituals.
Wow. This is gonna be fun.
So this is why it's super hard for you to teach spells because your spells are so big. And I accidentally erased it.
And they're limited.
3, 6, maybe 8. We'll start at 6, so fuck it, 6. 8 rituals, 6 first levels, which you're going to have. You can fit 6 in your book, okay? But you can only have 2 active at a time,
Right.
okay? It doesn't need to be exactly D&D, but this makes it simpler. And you can have 7 cantrips in total, but you could pretty much have all of them in your book. So it's like, whatever.
You said 6 rituals?
8.
8. And then how
So
many
the.
standard spells?
Huh?
I have how many spells?
Like overall, or just first level?
First level.
You can
Level
have.
3?
You're gonna have 6.
Okay, and then so it's 6 first level spells, 8 rituals, 7 cantrips, and then there's the I can only have 3 to 4 cantrips slotted as well as 3 spells slotted, and then you said 2 rituals slotted.
No,
Or no, rituals aren't affected by slots. Sorry.
they don't.
Okay.
They don't count, which is kind of interesting, but okay. Not to mention, you can also have another spell for your ring. You can just have anything in it. Any first level, so you can have up to 6 first levels, but you can have 2 active and then 1 in your ring for a third. So you can choose 3 out of the 6. Which I wouldn't make it that complicated if I were you. What I would do is just cast literally any of the 6 you have and just choose one of them in your ring. For sure, have one in your ring.
Right.
And then just choose 2 of the
Yeah.
6. Or choose 2 of the 5. 2 of the 5, whatever.
And this is before each mission or whatever.
No, like,
Just
no, this is why I didn't want it to be that complicated. Never mind. Okay, let's break this down.
well, I mean the numbers aren't complicated. I'm just saying when would I be able to? I guess modify my slots, just not obviously not mid combat.
You don't.
I would.
This is why I'm
Oh
making it
yeah,
less
they just.
complicated. Okay, let's do this. C, and then number 1, and then R, and then RI. Cantrips 4, have infinite. First level 2, have up to 6. Rituals,
Yeah, no, I have all of that written down.
infinite. Ring 1. I mean, this is only later on you can have 2 in your ring, so it's gonna be even more weird. So
Yeah, no, I have all those numbers written down. I understand that portion, but you're talking about the slotting spells. Those like your currently castable ones, or the ones just are in your. Because you said that all those known ones are all in the book, right? But I can only use. You
no,
said the 3 to 4 and then the 3.
this is where like not everyone you can. It's just a guideline. I don't always use all D&D spells. It's like a guideline. I mean, one day you could just make them say I can do shields, just kind of like block something, whatever. One day, this is generally a
Well,
guideline of spells to make, because my imagination is a piece of crap. So I can't just make up a spell. I'm gonna have to look it up somewhere to give me a
oh no,
general idea.
oh yeah,
But
no, I think I have an idea of how I'm gonna handle it.
it sure as hell helps. So what you can do for your cantrips, you pretty much always have to have prestidigitation. I mean, you kind of did that to yourself there. Choose 3 of whatever you want. First level, choose 2 of whatever you want. I mean, okay, let me say it like this. You're in battle. You got 6 first levels. And then just cast the 2 you want. You don't actually have to have them slotted and be like, okay, I'm gonna wake up in the morning and I have just hit these 2
Oh,
spells
well,
and
where's the
that's it.
fun?
That's too
It,
complicated.
no, that's hella fun.
It is hella
It
fun, but
makes
it's
it more game.
it's
It makes it more
you're
gamey.
gonna hate yourself. Just trust me on this.
Oh, I already do. Trust me.
Rituals, do the ones you can cast. Whatever. Just don't be crazy about it. Don't say you can cast it 18 times in one day or something like that. And just within reason.
Right.
Your ring spell. One time. Don't be a dumbass.
Right.
So yeah. So let's choose some spells. So let's get this out the way. Which cantrips do you want? Because we can choose a bunch. And let's just bust it down
Right.
to using pretty much
We ha-
3 plus the 1 prestidigitation you want to use a day. Let me get my spell list up.
we had a list of spells I was interested in
I need that,
at
like,
some point.
actually, all of them. Did I
Yeah,
close that?
it was
I
Mage Armor,
might have.
Frostbite, Mage Hand, Read Magic, and Shield.
Read magic isn't actually a spell anymore. They got rid
Yeah.
of
I
it.
remember you.
But whatever. Just have it as a passive.
Yeah. So I guess we just gotta repopulate this shit. Now I get to play some hunting, T&Ds.
So there's actually 16 different cantrips you can choose from that I know of and stuff. So one of them you already know, so you have like 15 choices. But you'd be like, okay, I have 15 cantrips. I'm gonna choose 3 of them. You don't need to have literally just 3 of them written down in your book and blah blah blah. It'd be like, okay, that actually might be a good idea. But overall, what I do is just choose the ones that I want to use that day and cast them. And then if I use 3 and that's the
Right.
only 3 I can use, blah blah blah, whatever. That's why I
I'm looking
expanded
through
you
the
to 4. Having 3 kind of sucks because you're going to need a lot more utility than you think. So choose 3.
Firebolt.
You can
Firebolt's
have
a
fire.
cantrip.
Yes, Firebolt's a cantrip. You can use Firebolt.
Dude, oh, heck
You
yeah!
have 2
I'd like
abjuration
2
spells.
evocation spell.
Blade Ward, you're probably going to need.
So I'm looking at Firebolt, Frostbite. Both of those have been catching my eye.
You're going to need Blade Ward.
Well, yeah, I mean, I have 6 total, or 7 total I can look at you right now.
Blade
I'm
Ward
looking.
is you trace a magical sigil in the air, and you basically have resistance to slashing, bludgeoning, and piercing. If someone tries to stab you in your face, it's not going to do that much now, is it? Because it'll like hit an invisible barrier, just boom. Overall in D&D, that cantrip sucks, but we can use it because you cast it, then it lasts until the end of your next turn. Cast it, it's their turn, your turn, end of your turn, it's gone. But overall,
Um,
you're going to have to choose.
Wait for.
Yay. What's the second abjuration cantrip? I completely forgot.
Fantastical.
I'm looking for it. Oh yeah, we were looking in the mage hand too, weren't we?
Yeah,
There's a lot more cantrips than I remember.
16.
Oh, never mind, I can't.
Oh, there we go. Alarm. Of course, that's a ritual spell. You can just plain have it. I don't care.
Ooh, True Strike.
True Strike, you don't have a weapon, so what the fuck is the point of it?
I mean, I can give the info to others, can I not? I
No,
mean, it's brief
it's
insight.
divination.
Oh, damn.
It's actually really good. I wanted to teach you that. It's only semantic. You just point at somebody, and you consider the
Okay.
weakness in your defenses. It allows you to hit them easier. That's all it does.
Okay, so if I can't transfer, then oh well. Let's see. Oh, it's gonna lock this one.
Just tell me them. I did a lot of research on them.
Well, I'm just looking through the other one because didn't think I'd have so many choices.
There's 16 cantrips. Okay. First of all, 2,
So yeah, I'm looking so far. My cantrips: Prestidigitation,
6.
Firebolt, Frostbite, Blade Ward.
I mean, you're going to be an abjuration wizard, so try to keep more in line with that. You know.
There's only two. There's only 2 abjuration
I know, alarm, you can have
cantrips.
it. You can have alarm. It's a ritual spell. You'll be able to cast it whenever you want.
No, I didn't even see. I didn't see alarm. What to do? Was it like?
It's it tells you if somebody's in a specific area. Okay, there's a doorway, right? Come over
Oh, I
here.
found it.
Come over here. Let me tell you what alarm
I
does.
found it.
People use it all the time, actually.
An unwanted intruder.
Alarm.
Choose a door, a window, or an area within range.
All right. You cast a spell on this doorway. Somebody comes near it. You hear an audible sound in your head, and so does everyone else. You want to be able to hear it, either silent or loud. So if somebody comes over here, you know somebody's here. It'll wake you up. It's a really good D&D spell. People have place alarm when they're having their long rest. It'll wake them up like, oh shit, there's somebody here. Enemies.
Right.
I can't exactly remember what it does specifically. Okay, it's a door, a window, or an area.
Yeah. Within range is no larger than a 20-foot cube
It
until the
alerts you whenever a
spell ends and
tiny
alarm
or
sounds.
large,
Yep.
okay, enters the okay, blah blah blah. Yeah.
Sure.
You can
Sure. We'll
designate the
throw that
creature
on
won't
the
set
list.
off the alarm, like a friend or something. So you can choose
Whoa!
whether it's
It can
mental
also
or
absorb
audible.
elements.
It's what I can do. It's one of my
Oh,
first.
that's
I can teach you that because I know that spell. It's one of the first spells I actually ever casted. If somebody threw fireball at me,
that's so cool. That's an ad. Wait, that's a first level spell though. Anyways, we'll go back.
it's a type of reaction spell. You're
It's
gonna have to
so
know what you're
cool.
doing. So basically, there's you. Somebody shoots a fucking fireball at you. Be like, reaction, absorb element, specifically fire. That's why they teach you the different sorts of element damage. Because you're gonna have to know what happens. What it does is reduce it by half. And if it's weak enough, it just doesn't do shit. But you're charged with the element in which you absorb, and if you make a melee attack against them, you can do like a fire punch on them or deal the same element back to
That's
them.
so cool.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
there's
we're
so
going
many.
to get your alarm spell. Okay, write this down. You're writing this down, right?
I already have a list here. Yeah, cantrips, prestidigitation, firebolt, frostbite, blade ward, alarm. That's a pretty decent list for now. We'll look into the other cantrips later. I'm gonna start looking at first level spells.
Also,
If you have any that you think I'm just completely overlooking, feel free.
have another list of spells you generally would easily learn, like light and dancing lights, and come on.
Oh yeah, no, it's super easy. I'm not gonna write it down right this second. Let's
You do
see.
mage hand lights, dancing lights, spells you have on the side, message.
Well, well, Mage Hand was gonna be my signature, wasn't it? Oh, not Mage Hand. That's Mage Armor. Oopsie.
Mage armor is
Mage
the
Hand was
first.
gonna be on the side.
Let's see.
Yeah.
What are ritual first levels? Let's see.
Dude, can I add absorb elements to my first level spells that I want to learn? That's
No.
sick.
Detect magic, you already
Damn.
have that. Comprehend language. Yeah, you're gonna learn that. Let's see. Find familiar. Add that too.
Find familiar. I thought that was like taboo.
It is taboo, but you're gonna have to know it. Know that it's a thing.
So detect magic, find familiar. Oh wait, alarm's a first level. Oh, or there's a different ad. Is there a different one? That's a.
So that's good. That's pretty good.
Wait, I'm dumb. I put alarm in the cantrips section. Let's see.
So we're pretty much gonna have to go over this because Sock's probably gonna kill me if I don't teach you this. You're gonna have to know magic missile.
I have to know magic missile. We're finally into first level spells. Let's see what else abjuration has for me.
Sock's gonna murder me if I don't teach you magic missile.
We already have mage armor. Well, we don't already
Spells
have,
are the
but
first
we will.
circle. Let's go.
Oh
Catapult's
yeah,
pretty
shield
good.
obviously.
It's like catapulting is like is like throwing something, but like 150 feet. Actually, 90 feet. Sorry, 90 feet. It's charming person, chromatic orb, which I can teach you later. Color spray is really good. I mean, it's whatever you want, really.
I have like one more first level spell that I can look into here. Guess it would be snare. What's snare do?
I don't know. Oh, snare.
Uh, well, I mean, I
As
didn't.
you cast this spell, you
League of Light.
use. Oh,
League
it's
of Li-
okay.
Go ahead.
Hold up. This is the spell that uses rope. It creates a circle on the ground, and then the rope disappears and becomes like a magical trap, and it's pretty much nearly invisible. It requires an intelligence check, investigation, blah blah blah. It triggers small, medium, large. Okay, when they step on it, dex saving throw, and they're hosted into the air, leaving them hanging upside down. It's restrained until it's over because of the last 60 seconds. So yeah, basically
So
snare.
far,
You know,
yeah,
when
no, it's
someone
everything I
steps on
thought
a
it would
rope and
be.
they'll just get flung up, they hang upside down.
So far, cantrips, Prestidigitation, Firebolt, Frostbite, Blade Ward, Mage Hand. Then we have for first level spells, Detect Magic, Find Familiar, Alarm, Mage Armor, Shield, Magic Missile.
What do you mean detect magic? You already can do that.
I thought you said that added to the list. That's why I was
No.
confused.
What? I was just saying the word. You already can sense magic. What the fuck? You don't need it.
Yeah, good, good. I'm sitting there like that seems
Forehead.
like kind of a waste, but okay. Protection from evil.
You can know that if you want. I actually knew that. It's another divination
Once the
spell.
creature
That's the one I
does
had to use in
one
order
living
to.
creature you touch is protected against certain types of creatures, aberrations, celestials, and oh wait, this is so good for defending others. Hell, fucking yeah.
It's
We'll
very.
slap that on.
It's situational. It's not that good.
It's a passive buff.
It's situational.
Cool. All right. Now I need to look into rituals.
A witch bolt. I know witch bolt. It's pretty cool. It's like General Darth Sidious's like lightning, infinite power. Just shocking the shit out of somebody continuously. I always wanted to use that. Ugh, I wanted to use it so bad. Come on,
What the heck?
Cyrilda. Anytime now.
Benefits of ritual craft. Category ritual. Alarm's a ritual. Oops.
It is a ritual. That means you can use it whenever you want, in my opinion.
That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's well, actually, so you said I can know 8 rituals and 6 spells, so I can keep looking through rituals here.
No, there's 8 of them. I mean, you don't have to have all of them. I wouldn't suggest that. I would suggest only alarm. Going crazy here. I know
Alright,
some
I got a
pretty good
pretty good
ones
list here.
like purify food and drink. I can do purify water,
I
which
could
is
make it
pretty much
taste
the
better
same thing.
slightly with prestidigitation.
I don't think that works. Using a
Probably not.
water, like I've never heard of that.
You instantaneously clean or so. I guess water wouldn't count as an
Water is
object.
water. You make water taste better. Like, you know how
Yeah, I
ridiculous
can
that
make it.
sounds?
You chill warm. You chill warm or flavor up to 3 cubic. Dude, that's perfect, dude. We'll make it taste like candy. All right, I've got a list of
Usually people would use that on
stuff.
poison or something like that. Or they would
Make it taste better.
they would poison a
Okay,
drink
cool.
and It would make it taste better because of the poison, and then prestidigitate it. That wouldn't be so bad, and they just don't have someone drink poison.
No one even know.
They wouldn't
All
even
right, cool. So I
know.
got a roadmap.
They wouldn't
So
even know.
the way how are we gonna? Oh shit! The high five you gave me earlier. No.
So you added the other ones
But
like the shield spell, right?
yeah. So far on my list here: cantrips, prestidigitation, firebolt, frostbite, blade ward, mage hand. First levels are find familiar, mage armor, shield, magic missile, protection, evil alarm.
We have
Those are all
protection
the
from
ones
evil.
that
You
jump.
really are doing that, aren't you?
Yes, I am. And as long as I study it, I can do whatever. I'm just kidding. So how are we gonna be handling this progression wise?
I mean, you have
Is
holy
my main
water
question
and
here.
some powdered silver and iron. Like, has some strange material component to it.
I understand.
You even
That's
know
all
what an
I'm interested
aberration
with.
is? You can't just learn spells. You have zero idea what you're doing.
Well, obviously we're gonna do classes over. That's why. See, that's why I was just asking. I was like, how are we gonna handle this progression wise? We're just gonna
Like,
every time
you
we
want
hold
me
the
to
class, go
teach you?
over a spell.
I don't think I even have that spell. No, I don't. I don't.
If you don't, then
I,
it is off the list. But
oh
actually,
yeah,
no, I'm keeping
okay.
it on the list as a I'm interested spell, and I'll find someone who can.
Like a fucking cleric or a paladin or something, but this is the arcane version of protection from evil and good.
But yeah, so
You even know what
we're going off
disadvantage
of
means against attack rolls? That means they have harder time to
like I
hit you. And you can't be
like I said,
charmed,
that's
frightened,
why
or possessed.
like I said, that's why in classes we'd go over it. Like, so how are you wanting to handle the progression here? I keep asking and I keep not getting an answer. Or are we just gonna be every
It
class we go over a
depends.
spell?
This
Depends
is
on
why
what
it's
though.
so hard to do it. Cantrips are easy. Cantrips equals easy.
Alright.
First level
Okay.
spells.
So
You're in a college of magic, and it's going to take you 3 months for one. I don't think you know on the level of OMG how hard this is for first levels. It's called first level because it's just a category. Let me show you a first level spell that you probably won't be able to do, even though it looks easy. Because you have to know stuff about it. How about, well, I'm not going to give necromancy. That'll be a little, that'll be a little much.
you still haven't answered my question.
I
Like, are we
told you,
going to be basing it off of do I understand the spell? Can I regurgitate what the spell does? Can I do it in practice? How much time has passed? Like, what are the factors you're going to be putting in here?
how about Featherfall? Add that too. Forgot. That's what I was looking for. Yes, if you can know what the
Like,
spell does, you can comprehend it, but it's still more complicated than that.
like,
This
okay,
isn't
that's
school.
that,
Like it is, but it isn't. Just because they teach you something and like, okay, this is what
well,
the
no
spell
shit. So why?
does. It it
How? Yeah,
affects
that's
up to
great.
six,
So
seven,
like,
eight.
so let's go. Let's say we go through a class. We learn literally. We go through the entirety of the spell. I can regurgitate it back to you. I understand it on a level. How would I go? Would I just RP out practicing it with someone or practicing it somewhere, and then just
No, I don't like doing that. It's
because I
stupid.
can't. Okay, see that, and that's exactly why I wanted to talk about this because it's great. We're gonna have a list, a roadmap of stuff I'd like to learn, right? But actually handling how we're going to actually go through and get them, or get the spells into a point where I can actually use them. Like, we're just gonna do a class and then like you slap a stamp, or are we gonna go out and do missions? Are we gonna?
What do you think?
How
What
are
do you
you
mean
want?
do missions? What do you
How are
mean?
you? That's what I'm saying. No, how are you wanting to handle this? Because every time I've asked so far, you immediately just start
It's
talking about
complicated
something else.
when it comes to learning spells. You're not a
That's great.
warrior
How
where I'm
do
teaching
you
you
handle
a
it as a
sword
teacher?
technique. You can just go off and practice that on your own and hitting fucking dummies and shit
Okay,
until your arm falls off, you know?
then
But magic is different.
my
it comes to power
Right. So
level
how are you handling?
because you're a human. It comes to human power level, the amount of magic you have, how many
Yes,
times you can do it in a
I
couple of
understand.
days, and the
I
fact that you're
understand.
a
There's a
wizard.
thousand factors.
Like
How
I'm
are
trying to
you
tell you,
RP wise handling it?
I'm what I'm doing is what you know. I'm telling you which spells you want, asking which spells you want to pick. You pick those. Then we could work at it from there. Already got your specialization. You want to be abjuration and shields and stuff like that. So we know where we can go from. So
Yes,
we have an
we have
idea
a
of
roadmap.
what you want to be. But when it comes to the actual spells, it's slightly different. I don't think you realize that learning magic takes a long ass time. And I can't just say,
No, I
hey,
understand it's gonna take a while, but that's great.
at the
Long
same
ass time.
time, I don't
How
want it to
long?
take a
When will
long
we
time.
know?
I don't have like, oh, it's gonna take say 2 days to learn alarm. Like I don't know. Like I don't know D&D. I'm not a fucking GM, so it's like
Right. So
it's mostly up to you, really. But at the same time,
cool. So okay, then if it's up
generally,
to me, then
no, it's
I
not.
will message you
Hold up,
asking
hold
for
up,
approval.
hold up. Because you are a wizard, generally it takes you a long fucking time to learn spells, and I can't just say that. You're continuously learning. There's no such thing as mastering a spell.
Right.
So it's like
Okay. Cool. We'll make
not
it easy.
simple.
We'll keep doing. We'll do. Yeah. Exactly. We'll do regular
Purists,
classes.
sorcerers are different,
Ev-
warlocks are different, wizards are
every month.
hands down
I'll
the
start
hardest
rolling a
shit.
D100. If it lands on 56 exactly, then boom, bada bing.
It's not like
So
that
I only
either.
get to roll
It's
once
not
a
about
month. I
rolling.
know.
It's not about rolling and say, okay, I studied and I may have a good roll. Now I know the spell. It's not like it's continuous studying. It's not
Okay, cool. So,
about okay,
well, I will. We will
I got the
continue to
spell.
read, do class.
I wrote it down. I can cast it. Maybe. And like, okay, because I got a good roll. I can do
How
the
are you
spell.
going to determine when quote unquote Sig is ready to actually use a spell? Then
I mean,
you
generally you
said
can
you
use
don't
the
know. You don't.
cantrips. Those are fine. Those are supposed to be simple. Anything higher, the first level is kind of iffy. Anything higher than that is like, it's, eh.
Sure thing. You'll tell me when the time has come. When whatever stars align. Is
It's
that what
it's
you're
not
getting
it's
at?
not about that either. This is not about
So it's not about either of us.
really
We'll wait for God to
practicing.
tell me I'm ready.
It's not. It's even more. It's complicated than that. I can't just tell you're ready. It's not like that. It's generally spells are super hard. They take a long time to learn. They take a long time to be able to cast and all that. But generally, it's more like power level. So
How is everyone else handling learning new shit then? That's a better question. How is everyone else handling learning new
you know how
spells?
long it took me to learn fire spirit magic? Like three
Probably a
months.
long time. That's great. And then one day you just woke up and went, you know what? He's ready, smiley face. Or did you meet the requirements? This whole process
No,
is
he just taught me how to do it, and then
poorly set up.
in and out of character. Mostly in character. I just said I was training and continuously did fire spirit magic stuff. And but when it comes to a wizard, it's entirely different because your spell casting and you learning is just straight up skill and learning. You're not naturally talented. Like you don't have innate.
What,
Like I already knew spirit magic, but I used it a different way. I just used it as additional mana. I didn't manifest it as a specific element or for that kind of thing. You're not a sorcerer who has innate magic already inside of him and it just needs a small push in
Well,
a
yeah,
direction. You're not
well,
naturally
yeah, no
talented.
shit.
So this is
No
it's
shit.
like
This guy's starting from nowhere. All
yeah,
right, so I'll give it
that's
five
why
months.
it's
Well, no, it's
difficult.
not that simple.
It's not just
So
about learning the spell.
we've essentially gone on a path where we will hold classes and then just think until oblivion and hope one day something pops up where the stars align and we determine, you know what, it's time, smiley face. But like we'll wait 5 months and check back in to see if Mage Hand is ready. I don't care how long it takes. I'll wait as long as needed. I'll do whatever I need to do in character because I need some sort of direction here. Especially you being
In
the teacher,
character, you're
you could
doing pretty fine. Saying that you're studying, you're in training, that's what I say. Yeah, study, train continuously. You're a wizard. You're doing that. You have to be doing that constantly, saying that. And you're gonna have to be like generally you're supposed to be terrible at these spells. Like, okay, you know mage hands, right? But
but
oh, I'm carrying an object and oh shit, it drops halfway. You casted it. You know mage hand, you know it exists, but generally at the start you suck. You've seen Harry Potter, right?
well, yeah.
Like that. But
Basically, he
not
says, "Hey,
that
you
bad.
swish and flick you swish and flick this way. Say the words, bada bing, bada boom. There you go. Now you can do it. You have the knowledge of it. You know the fucking flourish for it. Now you cast the spell, and then here it's like, well, is it part of the 36th cycle of the blood moon? Like, there's no clear, I guess, clear cut progression, which is why D&D itself is nice because
No,
then
there's no
there's
clear
actual
cut
levels and
progression.
shit.
That's why you have to generally have a ballpark. But even so, as a wizard, your ballpark is a football field. It's huge
Right. Yeah, I'll be
because
waiting
you are
months.
continuously
That's
learning,
completely fine by me.
and there's no such thing as mastering a spell or being really good at something specific. You're continuously learning. You're continuously getting better. Okay, I use Mage Hand, and okay, 3 months later, I'm a little better at the spell. 3 months more, I'm a little better at it.
So at the base level here, if we went through and did an entire class here about Mage Hand, would I be able, like, regardless of how shitty it is, would I be able to cast Mage Hand? Is what I'm getting at here. Like, when am I able to
No,
actually cast the spell, regardless of how shitty the outcome?
it's more like 3 weeks, and then you'll be able to cast Mage Hand.
Okay,
Because
let's see.
the way
There we go, and
wizards,
that's.
but I don't like waiting that long. It's lame.
Well,
But what
see,
I
here's the thing.
do
Like,
tell
I
you,
don't personally care how long I have to wait. I just need to know how long to wait before I can
I
even
don't
pretend
know.
I know how to. I can actually cast. You're the teacher. Like, and then I mean, I could give you some time frames if you, but or some ideas on my
See,
end,
I'm the
but
teacher,
like,
but I don't really know D&D. I'm not a game master. I'm not a GM. I don't really know how long it takes for a wizard to actually learn how to cast the first level.
and
I don't
then
know.
how long would it take in Catus class? I don't give a shit about D and
But
D rules.
what
If
I
we're
do
doing this
know,
all in
like
RPG,
I know, generally this takes years and months and shit because wizards have to know specifically literally everything about the spell in order to cast it make sense. But
cool.
even
Then
so,
I'll hold
when
myself
you
to those
do cast a
standards.
spell, you're supposed to be initially kind of bad at it and only know
Yeah, no,
general
that's
shit.
I'd expect that.
Yeah,
Should have picked up a gun profession. All I gotta do is shoot the fucking gun and then
even
get better at
so.
it slowly.
I mean,
Like then I
yes,
could
it
go. You
is.
know what? I
Magic
go
is
to the
like that.
shooting range.
But
Well, let's see. In
on
order
the
to practice
opposite
shooting the
end,
gun, I have to know when I can shoot or how to shoot the gun. I could read the spell or go to a class for it, and be able to tell you everything about the spell inside the D&D handbook, and then would I then be able to be like, well, here's a shitty version of it, blah blah blah, or it would be that and then redo that and then wait a week. Like once I can regurgitate it all, wait a week or two, or wait 2 weeks or however fucking long, and then say, well, now I can cast rudimentary. Da 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 da.
Mostly yes, but generally
Like you see. That's what I need.
not
That's what I was asking
entirely.
for. That's what I
Because
needed.
you should
Like,
be able to do everything or cast everything, because even though these spells are easy, they're really not.
and that's where the time part comes in.
I don't know how much time. All I know is I don't want it to be a long ass time because I have shit to do, and so do you. So what I like to do
Right.
is teach you the spell, and then it's up to you how long you want to like
And see, and
take to
there,
learn it, I
that's the answer I've
guess.
been waiting for.
But
That's
at the
what that's
same
what I've been
time,
asking for this entire time.
but at the same time, that is why I wanted you to choose ones that you on hand can do. Like you can learn, you can use mage armor right away. You can use prestidigitation right away. You can use shield right away.
Right.
That's why all this general shit
Okay.
I want to get out the way so you're at your base level. But all this other stuff, it's
Good.
like
Yeah. No.
mostly up
Yeah.
to you, but
That's
you can cast it if you want, but generally you're going to be bad at it. And
Oh
you're
yeah.
not going to be able to learn all of them super quick.
Oh no, it's gonna take a shit ton of time. I'll make a roadmap if anything for
But it shouldn't take
how
a shit
long.
ton of time either. Oh, I wouldn't.
Why not?
If I were you, I wouldn't take that long because it's not necessary.
Realistic in a sense, I suppose.
Well, it doesn't need to be realistic. I mean, that's why like you can learn things faster. You don't need to have it real time. It's not a good idea. There's
Right.
still more shit to do.
The way. So
Because you want
obviously
real time, then
we'll
fucking
go
go
through
to
our classes like
Hogwarts.
normal, and then fucking while I what I'll do on my end obviously is I'll actually study the fucking spells like in real life. Make sure I know everything about the spell in and outs, about the subcategories, VSM, all that shit.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
And
Yeah,
then,
because all my
well, yeah,
spells,
no,
I didn't
that's
just like I know
oh
like
yeah, no, no
90
shit.
something spells, and I literally had to sit down for months and remember them and write them all down. And like, okay, these are all the material components. Which ones have semantic? Which
Yeah,
one has verbal? Which one has both?
yeah.
Which ones are first through
And then,
fourth? Which ones?
once I get
What are
that
the
down for a
range?
spell, I'll probably wait a week or two, and then I'll come to you in one of the classes and say I've been doing a lot of studying on this particular spell. I'd like to see if I could try to cast it. What say you in your defense? And fucking we'll go from there. So how does
It's
that
like,
sound?
let me like, okay, you're gonna try to cast it, then I guess, okay, just don't do it on me. It's not up to me. Try to blow me up or something like that. Like, try me.
Well, luckily Sig's gonna die at some point, and then you won't have to worry about this anymore.
Because mostly when it comes to the spells, you have to know. It's very good to read the description on how
Yeah,
it looks.
yeah.
Come on, where's that history?
Wait, so we're in risk of fighting people? Question mark. Someone.
Which is the biggest part.
It's gonna
Yeah.
cool. It's gonna be a lot of fun. I'll turn their shoes pink. Make make something behind them smell bad. Easy.
Because
I'm
Earth
gonna throw a
Tremor,
candle at them.
yeah, you cause a tremor in the ground in a 10-foot radius. So that's like two, kind of like around us, 10 feet
Yeah.
ish. And then this one has a chance to deal bludgeoning damage and knocking them prone, basically. And makes
Yeah. It's all written
the ground
within
is
what
areas
we are
loose,
looking
earth or
at.
stone, it becomes okay, then becomes difficult terrain. So difficult terrain, they'll have a hard time moving around, their speed is slowed.
Yeah.
Like you're gonna have to know like how it looks when you cast it too, and it's a lot easier.
Well, of course, because we're gonna have to explain it to people as well.
Yeah. And there's other bigger spells like I can use plant growth with like
I remember that one.
channels vitality into plants, and it works in a 100-foot radius. Everything here would turn into a fucking jungle if I do that.
Right.
So also it has a secondary effect. If I channel it for 8 hours, everything would become enriched for an entire year and produce double. So it'd be like a jungle even
Yeah.
twice as thick as that. And be
Yeah, I remember
forever.
you
There's certain shit
talking
that
about it
even big
to me.
spells. What's up? Okay, I know. Well, seems like gonna have to wrap it up.
Sure thing.
So
Well,
onward to um Adam's spell books. Guess we can go over here. Kind of glad my fire is still up, but whatever. All right. How many books? 3 of them or something? One's draconic
three.
and one's 2 spell books, or is it 1 spell book?
I can't remember. He never told me. He just told me to tell you.
So generally, oh boy. Let's see. I generally was told that one gives you, well, the books tell you mastery over fire, some geomancy, stone pillars, stone spikes, moving earth. So we got some pyromancy, geomancy, and harnessing your rage for stronger attacks. Physical.
Boy.
I'm not sure if you want to do that, but it's all you, I guess.
I guess we. The main reason we wanted to get a book from them was for Draconic, wasn't it? Why are you throwing spell books?
I don't know. I didn't stop them though. Seemed
And I can't
interesting.
use any of those either.
Sure, you can. One's over teaches you how to use fire better and better mastery over it, and the other one is geomancy. You can still do that if you want to
Well,
harness your
is it
rage.
such? Yeah, I don't know, man.
And the other one
Harnessing our
is
rage.
dark magic. Corrupting light and turning it dark. And like basically someone like throws a light spear at you, you can catch it and corrupt it into darkness and throw it back at them. More powerful. And shoot dark energy blasts, drain their energy and keep it for yourself and use it when you want, I guess. Good stuff, I guess.
Wait,
Yeah, dark magic stuff. I suppose that wouldn't be interesting for you. I mean, you can learn it if you want. whatever.
I give it a look over and see what jumps out at me, I suppose. Was there anything else you would want to cover in this class? Or taste class, rather?
I mean, that was it. I mean, I wouldn't if you're gonna go to the dark magic route, I wouldn't use it on your friends and family or anything like that, you know? Just saying.
Right.
I
Well,
mean, I'm
thank you
not
for the warning.
saying don't use it or never. I mean, it has its uses, but I wouldn't go overboard if I were you. So I want to take a look at
I
that
don't
too.
plan on it.
I could use more fire mastery and geomancy and dark magic, but
Well, here, you'll take out one of the books. Go for it. I guess I don't have much use for him right now, anyways. And next time I'll be seeing it is at a class, regardless. So
he takes the books and puts it in his bag. All right.
the only one I need is Draconic. Actually, I should probably keep the Draconic one on me,
Takes out the draconic book.
considering I'll put it into my
Yeah,
imaginary
I'll look
side there.
him. I'll do a once over on him to see if there's not anything too sinister in them. But overall, class dismissed.
Sure thing. Thank you. Make sure to contact me when we'll hold another one. All right, now how the hell am I getting out of here? I should have thought twice when we.
All right, end scene.
Hold on, I gotta